Hey guys, how you all doing today, and welcome back to part 2 on how to build a modern cliff house in Minecraft. So let's get straight into business. Now I want to say sorry for the wait. There's been about a 7 or 8 day gap in between the first and the second part of the Let's Build, but don't worry guys, I'm feeling enthusiastic again, I'm feeling motivated and inspired. Recently I've been through this patch with YouTube where I just really haven't been that inspired. I never ever force myself to make content on YouTube. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. But I feel like I'm back in the groove, I'm back in the mood, and hopefully you guys appreciate that, and I'm going to try and get some more videos out on a more kind of regular basis. But anyway, you came here for the tutorial, not to hear me say that, so let's get straight into it. So the house is looking pretty fantastic. Now straight off the bat, after making this video, there was a few little things that I noticed that we definitely need to do. So let's get straight into the house. The first thing was, looks like we have a bit of a leakage issue. Now there's an easy way to fix this. We can have 5 height ceilings upstairs, which yes, I guess won't be as cool, but it's going to stop that dripping, and I think that dripping definitely needs to stop, so we're going to do that straight away. So we're going to get some barrier blocks out. I told you guys how to get them in part 1. It is super simple. We're going to highlight the 2 coordinates, and then we're going to go set barrier. There we go. So now the leakage is fixed. That was one of my biggest concerns. I also did notice on the real life house model, there's actually an elevator here. Now I'm guessing this is for disabled people, whatnot, and it's just straight behind the rock face, so it would literally be about here, and they can walk down this path and literally take the elevator downstairs to reach the bottom floor. Now I'm going to do away with that because I think it would make the house look a little bit too wide, and I don't think it's necessary. But if you really do want to make this house to its realistic, I guess, to like a realistic kind of replica, then definitely go do that. But like I said, it's going to be based off the house, but it's not going to be a replica. Now, probably the next thing that I would do is I would set all this flooring right here to stone slabs, because I think the stone slab kind of cross between the stone slab and the stone here just really looked bad. So we're going to do away with that connected texture and make everything just look that little bit more kind of free flowing and just a bit more smooth, I guess. I'd probably just do that underneath as well, just so you don't have that other tiny little connected texture. The next thing we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to make a super simple staircase. Now on the real life one, it goes up, say, about, I think it's like about 5 or so of these like individual steps. You then have a slightly flat platform, and then it continues up, and it kind of does the same thing. So we could have a look at doing that, but we've kind of got to come up with the right kind of height, because there's many things we could do with this staircase. You know, we could have like little breaks. We could make the increase in gradient more gradual or more kind of intense, with using something like stair blocks instead of slabs. But let's just see how it goes, and you know, if it goes well, then that's sick. If not, we're gonna need to change it. But that's, you know, all part of Minecraft, trial and error, seeing what looks good, seeing what you need to improve. So we're gonna be testing some stuff out. Now I did have a feeling if we did it this way, we probably needed a bit more room. That, in my opinion, is the most classy way to make this staircase. I mean, it looks super simple, but that is like the exact design. That's exactly kind of like how it looks. We could bring it forwards too, but you would still realistically need a lot more space. So I think due to the nature of Minecraft, we're probably going to have this as a normal staircase. So if we set that to 0, we get out some stairs. I think just for the purpose of this video and for what looks good in Minecraft, we are going to be using some of these stairs right here. How would they look up against that? I think we are going to get away with that. And all you can do, guys, is you can just bring it up like so, and it should reach the back in no time. Like, you're not going to have any gradient issues with this for sure, because it comes up at like twice the rate that slabs do. So, you know, we only need half the space to actually place the staircase, which is a very awesome and convenient thing. So we're just going to be using some of these black stairs. Of course, like I said in the first video, People are going to have different texture packs, and that's absolutely fine. I would say use something like the stone stairs. They should work absolutely fine. But the black ones, they look a little bit cooler. There is a link to a video all about my texture pack with a download link in the description if you guys really do want to get your hands on it, but it is only available for PC. We're working on bringing it to Minecraft Pocket Edition, which would be really sick. There's a guy on Twitter, I forgot his name now, but it'd definitely be in the comment section of this video. He's called Jack, and he's actually helping kind of like transfer it over to Pocket Edition for me, doing that kind of technical kind of stuff. I honestly don't understand the Pocket Edition kind of like file stuff because I've never really used Pocket Edition before, at least like properly. So he's going to be bringing that to you guys on Pocket Edition soon, so you'll be able to use this sexy resource pack too. So let's just move this staircase back. I'm going to be doing that by 2, so we're going to move it by 2, just like so. It's going to be on that corner, which was something that I was going to hope to prevent. It doesn't look too bad at the end of the day, but that is the simple staircase. It works, it looks alright, we can get away with it. Perfect fit, as you guys can see. There you go, you've got a staircase, easy access to the house. Of course, this is a slidable, lockable kind of like wooden shutter door, so you know if someone did walk down into your property, they're not going to be able to break straight into your house. They can chill on the balcony, but they're not going to steal your stuff. So you know that is a big kind of plus one. What we're going to be doing now is including these really cool kind of like little details that come across. We got to find the right kind of gap. So maybe like every 5 of these guys we could have it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in between. Then you have one of these guys coming across, and we could have a few of these like little details. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry guys if you can hear my cold, it is coming back. It was alright at the start of the video, but it does look like it's making a bit of a return, which I'm really annoyed about, but there's nothing that I can do about that. It's one of the things that's honestly been putting me off doing videos, because when you try and record with a bad cold, and I talk to Kralis about this all the time, it is like one of the most annoying things. It just sucks. All you can hear in the background of your audio clip when you're editing is just these constant like sniffs, and it just sounds absolutely terrible. And I don't want to put you guys through that, because it would sound kind of unprofessional and kind of bad. So I've been holding off recording recently, just so that wouldn't really get into my content. If you guys are playing on the same map as me, and I'm sure some of you are, you will need to delete a bit of the land behind the house itself. Just kind of smoothly try and landscape it into placement. It will take a little bit of work, but you know that's no issue. And you would definitely need to go remove a couple trees. What I would do now, guys, if I was you, is I would remove this tree, I would remove this tree. Of course, people have different cliffs, they have different tree and vegetation situations, so it's not going to affect everyone. But I will be back in a second. I will show you exactly what I've done, just so I don't have to delete this block by block in the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Hey guys, how you doing? So welcome back. The landscaping, as you can see, is all done, and I have included, admittedly, a few cheeky extras. I've done a little bit of off-camera building. Usually when I do this, people have an absolute outrage, an absolute fit, but don't worry, I'm going to explain everything that I have done off-camera very clearly to you guys, and there is still a little bit more to build. So as you can see, the house is looking absolutely gorgeous. I've actually done like a new balcony design. What I did was I did away with the signs. I put some black stained glass panes on the side. As you can see, 3 of them sticking out from the side, 3 blocks of black stained glass in the middle, 2 signs on the bottom sides of the slabs, as you can see. And I don't know, I think it looks a little bit cooler, a little bit more modern. The underneath of the build was looking a little bit bland, so in line with these kind of black accent details around the windows, I included these iron blocks and cobblestone walls, which kind of act as supports, just, you know, to kind of realistically show that it's supporting the building up a little bit more, that it's not purely just carved into the side of a cliff, that it does have some other external kind of support. So that's what I've done out the front of the build. Now when we get to the back, now listen, everyone's gonna have different cliffs, You know, some of you guys might be building on the same map as me, but I'm sure loads of you are going to be building on many different kinds of maps. So for what I had here, I think I've done a pretty good job. As you can see, I kind of carved out the back. I made some new kind of like landscaped areas. I kind of carved out this C shape at the back, flattened off the right area, made a little platform up here for a solar panel. So we did away with the two trees that I was talking about, like here and here. We now have this platform, so you can walk straight off the back. And actually, I'm going to extend this. This is really going to annoy me otherwise. So we're just going to have that there. We can get into these little details in a little bit, guys. But we're going to have these kind of striped lines just continuing, as you guys can see. So I have this little stone kind of patio area out the back. You guys can really customize your house at the back of the cliff how you want. I'm just showing you how I've done it. I mean, this build, well, it kind of like leaves open like a lot of options for customization, for personalization. If you guys want to have a helipad like I'm going to build for this house, you can do it. If you want to have a driveway that, you know, links onto a road system, you can do it. There are so many little things that you can do with this project. So as you see, you can walk up the stairs here. You come to these little platforms here. You can walk up onto the flatland. I then have some landscape which I've flattened out over here, where we're going to have a helipad. Now this house is of course very remote. It's very away from everything, and I kind of think that's why it looks so stunning, and that's why it's so striking and awesome looking. And I didn't want to take the aspect of that away by slapping a massive road around the back. So what we're going to have, guys, is a private little beach around here, a dock for a speedboat so we can, you know, get to the other tropical islands, and a heli up here also for, you know, further transport. So that is absolutely sick. I mean, I'm just trying to be really imaginative, really creative with this build and just make it, you know, insane, something really cool that you guys would be super happy, you know, to have in your world. Now, I love the idea of sustainable energy, and we're going to get into that next point right now. I love the idea of having a new modern house, you know, that doesn't have to rely on power lines, you know, to keep the actual house generating electricity, and to, you know, have a water pipe so it, you know, so it can supply water to the house. So at the back here, what I've done on this open kind of flat area that I've made is I've included some trapdoors and put some hoppers underneath, and basically the idea is, and you could spread a few of these out across, so maybe you could have a few up here that you could pretend links to the water system, maybe a couple more over here. And the idea is every time it rains and it hits the ground, as you can see, this is sloped downwards, so the rainwater will naturally fall down here into these like little kind of grills. Will filter the water in a tank inside the building, and it will give you fresh water. That's the sustainable aspect of that. And then if you get up here, as you can see on this elevated platform, I've put down a diagonal solar panel right here, and this is of course going to soak up all that sunlight and give you a sustainable free electricity. So we've got water, we've got electricity. I've explained the ways of transport, so maybe some questions have now been answered. But anyway guys, what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be getting straight into designing this helipad. So let's get straight into business. So guys, what we're going to be doing is building this little helipad right here. Now this is a compact design, and by no means is this the best heli design. This is something that I just whipped up, not heli design, sorry, the best helipad design. Something that I just whipped up in a couple minutes on just a flatland world. I was like, you know, let's do this off camera to get a slightly better result. Of course, you know, when you are doing a lot of this Let's Build building, you have to come up with a lot of designs and a lot of solutions on the spot. And I wanted to give you guys, of course, you know, the best possible thing that I could make. And I wanted to spend a little bit more time on it. So I did a little bit of off-camera work, but I think, you know, it's been pretty beneficial. So what we're going to be doing now is putting down 2 quartz slabs, just like this. We're then going to be putting down a trapdoor, removing you, putting one in the middle, connecting these guys up just like so. I'm just referring to my picture because I do not want to get this wrong. Then we're going to be doing this, as you can see, just extending it out here, We're then going to get our wall out and do this. In the middle, you can extend it by 1, have it like this. Now guys, if you want to get some extra lighting out of this, you can actually put sea lanterns right here, or some glowstone, or even torches underground if you just want to get a bit more lighting. I'm not going to do that for this one because it won't look quite as cool, but you know, I'm just showing you guys some solutions for some more lighting. Lighting is definitely very important, especially if you're in survival and you're crazy enough to attempt something this mad. I guess this would probably be a pretty cool world for survival. Not gonna lie, it would be pretty dope. There's like lots of sick terrain going on. It's a really cool world. I'm not much of a survival guy just because I don't have an incredible amount of patience when it comes to that, and I kind of suck. But for you survival people, definitely lots of options. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be getting out some redstone torches, and I put one here, one here, one here. Now you can put some normal torches, but it kind of looks realistic to have like the red like little kind of heli landing torches down, so that's kind of what I did for that right there. Of course we have the slabs, which just make it a little bit more accessible to get up to this small helipad. Now this is a pretty tiny helipad. I've been told this by people I've shown, and the idea is, you know, it's just like a one-man helipad. It's for like a really tiny little heli that can just, you know, fly you and maybe a friend out to the house. You know, you can have a speedboat down here. So there's loads of tons of cool stuff that you can do to this house. But that's going to be it for today. So what did we do? We built a staircase. We finished off the top of the build. We got the back all done. The sustainable energy. In the next part, what I think I'm going to be doing is I'm going to give the interior a go. So we're going to be doing the interior. I also want to design this private beach that we have down here. So put maybe a bonfire on it, some sun lounges, maybe like some outdoor speakers. And I was actually thinking of carving into this cliff face here and having like a hot tub, or maybe like a natural hot springs inside the actual like cliff face. Something like that would be really cool. Of course we'd have the dock there with a speedboat, and yeah, I think that's what we're gonna attempt to do in part 3. So thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, you know what to do. Smack that like button, and please do subscribe for more videos. Like I said, I'm sorry I've been inconsistent on the channel recently. I'm going to try and pump out some more videos. I feel like I'm getting back into the YouTube grind again. I go in and out of these insanely productive or insanely unproductive kind of moods when it's with YouTube. I'm either smacking out videos or I'm barely doing any. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Have an awesome day. Leave the video a thumbs up if you can. That would be amazing. And hopefully I'll see you guys in part 3.